Lead your clan, expand your kingdom, and prepare for the harsh winter. Will you earn enough favor to discover your true powers in Winterborne? Welcome to Talon Studio D, I'm Kevin Delp. Today we're looking at Winterborne. It's a deck-building, kingdom-building game for 2 to 4 players. It's coming from Talon Strikes Studios and designed by Brian Suhre. It's on Kickstarter. Let's look at those prototype components. There are game boards, player boards, cards, tiles, meeples, tokens, and more. To set up, you'll place out the main game board with their starting items and place the general supply items nearby. You'll give each player a player board, a random Winterborne power card, their starter cards, and all their items, the meeples and bow to go on their designated spots on their board. Here's a quick overview of the game. Over 4 seasons, you'll be exploring, building, trading, and more to expand your kingdom to get victory points. The person with the most victory points at the end of the game is going to win. On your turn, you play a card to activate one of your characters, like the warrior. Then you play another card to be able to move that character based on the number on the card, like 2, and move 2 spaces clockwise. And then you can take an action with that character. You can use spoils in place of a card or cards if you want, but spoils are discarded from the game after you use them. Like I can use a ship spoil and a number spoil to move my explorer 2 spaces. You can also play a card to receive a resource that is listed on it. You may play as many cards and spoils as you want, then your turn is over. Discard any cards from your hand that you didn't play if you want, or you can keep them and draw back up to 4 cards. Let's look at the actions the characters can do. The warrior can conquer by paying a gold and a military. They get the tile from the province board and place that tile on their player board. You receive one of the available spoil tiles from that province as well. The warrior could instead build by paying a gold and a food for a settlement and place it on a province section. They also receive a favor token. Or, once the 2 linking settlements are built, they can build a church for free and receive an exploration card from the matching province. The shaman can pray and receive a favor or tax and take a gold and a military. Or the shaman can trade from one of the adjacent conquered areas. You look at the ally card, pay the trade requirements, and then place that card face down in front of you for some endgame points. You could raid with your ship and receive 2 food, or you could explore. The cost is determined by what season you're in, as shown on the board. You take the exploration card based on the adjacent province section. Place it in your hand, unless it's a wilds card. That goes into your reserve. Wilds are always in your reserve, and you can never have more than 3 cards in your reserve. Other cards that have a scroll icon on them can be placed into reserve and taken out of reserve to play. The cards in reserve don't go towards your hand limit, so that's cool. The wilds in your reserve can be activated by playing a card from your hand that has the wild icon. You receive the benefit like a gold or meat or things like that. You'll move from season to season as cards from that area are depleted. Once autumn is empty, you'll finish the round and then move to winter. There are only 3 rounds in winter. You can then activate your Winterborne power in winter. You have to spend favor tokens equal to the round you're in during winter. So if you're in round 2 and you want to activate that power, then you have to spend 2 favor tokens. Every player gets a different Winterborne power card. The game is over after the 3rd round in winter, and then players count up their points. You'll get points from buildings and provinces. You'll multiply the number of buildings times the number of sections in a given province. So 6 points if I have 2 buildings and a 3-section province. You'll get points from your ally cards and points from your exploration cards. You'll get 1, 3, 6, or 10 points for a set of 1, 2, 3, or 4 cards. So one set of provisions, treasures, weapons, and wilds will get you 10 points. You'll score any banner cards that you have. Each favor token in your supply and on your Winterborne card is worth a victory point. Any combination of 3 of the resources is also worth a victory point. And whoever has the most points at the end of the game is going to win. I find the length of the game interesting. It is determined by the exploration cards in the season. So if in a given season a lot of players are doing other things than exploring, then that season is going to go a lot longer. But if a lot of players are exploring, then that season is going to go super quick. And of course, the cost for exploring is different in each season, so that could help or hurt you depending on when you move from one season to another. But once you get to winter, you know it's only 3 rounds left, so I think that really helps players as they determine what they need to do in their final turns. You only have 4 cards in your hand, but how you use them will determine what you can do on your turn. And it's cool that some of the cards can be in your reserve. I like the multiple paths to victory. You can get points from building, from exploring, from the ally cards. I remember one game, I could have gotten 4 more points, which I think would have put me close to first place in one game if I had gotten a certain ally card. But I waited a little bit too long to get that ally card, and by the time I tried for it, I didn't have the shaman card in my hand to help me trade to get that ally card. Player interaction comes from gaining the spoils and cards other players may want. There are terms like conquering and trading in the game, but you aren't doing that with other players, you're doing that with the game. Now there's a little bit of variability in the game with the different Winterborne powers that you can get, but there's a lot of replayability with all the different cards in the game and the different choices you can make throughout the game. Once again, these are all prototype components, but the design works well with this game and the icons are easily understandable. So if you enjoy games with multiple paths to victory, some deck building, some kingdom building, then check out Winterborne from Talon Strikes Studios on Kickstarter, and we'd love for you to subscribe to Tantrum House. Lead your clan, expand your kingdom, and prepare for the harsh winter. Winter. Lead your clan, expand your kingdom, and prepare for the harsh winter. Will you earn enough favor to do something soon?